Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Brown Betty Abroad, thank you for joining again. Lots of love to you from the US. Appreciate it. Glad you could make it. Terry, nice to see you again. I truly appreciate you joining. And again, Alex, appreciate you joining from the UK today. Thank you for coming on board. So just to get up and running, I want to say thank you to everyone who is joining, liking, sharing, commenting. Just what a spectacular week it has been. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, which is shorts. I have been posting a few shorts. Some of them have been me. Some of them have been funny. I've been editing. So I hope you guys like those. And it's getting traction. My views, my hours, my subscribers are going up. And it's all thanks to you guys. And welcome to the king himself from Seoul, South Korea, my buddy Ron. Thank you, buddy, for joining. I'm so happy to see you. I will be back in town in 19 days. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you, having a meal, and just catching up. It's been. I mean, last time we saw each other was January when I popped in January, but this will be my last trip to Korea. As you know, I told you about it, having to renew my visa, and I probably will not need to return to Korea, maybe to visit in a couple of years, but for visas, I won't need it anymore. But it's going to be great to see you and just hang out with my friends in the summertime. Winter, it was just so cold when I was there. It was the coldest week of the year, and I was there. It was crazy, but it was good to see you. Thank you for joining, Ron. I really appreciate it. One of the coolest guys I knew in Korea. He is just, the man knows everyone and everyone knows him. I thought I was famous. He's the best. It was good to see you. Julius Valencia, thank you very much for joining from the Philippines. I appreciate it. My Philippine subscribers, thank you so much. You guys are the best. This country is amazing. Is amazing. The people, they just love bloggers. They love them. This is a very internet savvy and internet friendly country. Everyone loves watching everyone. It's great. Alex, bro, thank you so much. You know, peace be unto you and to your family and success and everything, because it's your support of why I'm doing this live. You know, I could be sleeping right now. But I do it because I want to connect with you guys who are constantly watching and liking and sharing and commenting, and supporting me. I truly appreciate that. It's the best. So on the subscriber talk, I want to thank the newest subscribers who joined over the last week, since last Sunday. And for those of you joining post live, because I do see, you know, we get about 5-10 people joining live, but I'm getting about 100 people watching the live content afterwards. So it could be the time zone difference. Maybe I'm going to try a nighttime video next week. But I see a lot of you joining afterwards, and I do want to thank you specifically and the subscribers. So the way YouTube subscriptions work is that only those who share their profile publicly, I can see who subscribed. Although I got 100 subscribers last week, and thank you for that, I just broke 2,290. So I'm 10 away from the 100 mark, another 20 to 2,300. And it used to take me 3 months. I get 1 subscriber a day. And now I'm doing, 5 or 8 subscribers a day. So I'm blown away by it. So this week I have 4 public subscribers. And I want to thank Al for joining, Chuck Lander for joining. Thank you very much. Frederico Leon. Now I'm going to be able to do this for a little while, but if my channel gets big, or when my channel gets big, probably won't be able to do this. But for now, I want to thank the initial founding subscribers. I really appreciate it. And there is one I would like for you guys to check out, is Kevin and Ange, How We See the World. These two have a brand new small channel like myself, only 623 subscribers, but their channel is amazing. Please go check it out. Kevin and ampersand Ange, A-N-G-E, How We See the World. Let me write that out. So they joined and they commented, and I subscribed to them because they are traveling all over the place. And I like to support uh, new YouTubers who are starting out and doing great work. And I specifically like their channel for their content. It's really, really nice content. Not so much as professional travelers, but people who just enjoy traveling, and it's excellent. It's excellent. So that is where we're at with subscribers. I hope you guys like the editing and the shorts. I hope you like that new background. This is a Sri Lankan background because I'm just so looking forward to getting back home. I didn't realize how much I missed Sri Lanka. These last couple of weeks have been like, oh, I can't wait to get back home. And we'll talk more about that. Today's topics are going to be medical coverage, insurance, and medical use. We're going to talk about some of the news that I heard this week, the weather. We have typhoon coming, my recovery from COVID, and some of the reflections, talking about future videos, reflections on Philippines, good and the bad. So Terry's asking if I'm going to do any live streams from South Korea. I wasn't thinking about it, but now that you mention it, I will try. I would love to do a live stream here from the beach or from outside or something, but the internet connection is just so bad. It's not possible to do a live stream with quality. I tried one. You can check it out from the beach, and it was just horrible. I didn't like it, and I doubt that anyone watching would like to watch it. It hurts the eyes. Now in South Korea, the internet is much better, and I can do it from my mobile phone. So I think I can do one. I'll have to figure out where I'm going to do it from and what have you. South Korea is only an hour difference from here, so it'll probably still be Sundays, maybe morning, maybe evening. We'll see. And I probably will. I can probably only do one because the other Sunday I'm traveling. We'll see what my schedule is like, and I'll let you know. I'll post it on my, I'll post it here on my Facebook or on my Discord server. Please click the link, join the Discord server. So, a little bit. My mom doesn't really cook. We have a cook. So we have a cook in Sri Lanka. So she comes in every day and cooks. So I don't really, it's not mom's cooking. It's the Sri Lankan food I miss. But yeah, food is not that big of a deal for me. It's more I miss my parents. I didn't realize how much I missed my parents until I didn't see them. You know, I lived away from my parents for from 18 until last year. So 18 till 52. You know, I lived thousands of kilometers away from my parents. And especially over the last 14 years, FYI, next week is my 14-year anniversary of arriving in Korea, June 1. So, you know, my return in 2 weeks will be a celebration of that, my final departure from South Korea. So I would only see my parents once a year, once every 2 years. But now that I see them every day for the last year, and I haven't seen them in 6 months, is kind of, I don't miss them. It's just I like being around them, even though they're pig-headed and stubborn and sometimes drive me insane. They are my family, and you know we were, you know, we're a normal family, no stresses, no drama. It just, we lived our separate lives. But now that I'm there, I miss them. I like being with them, taking care of them, and hanging out with them, and just doing stuff because they're my family. I trust them and I love them. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, they're gonna make a big deal of it, and they're gonna show up at the airport and everything. And I'm like, oh, just don't show up at the airport. Let me just meet you at home. You know, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting back to Korea. Um, and I'm going to talk about that on Reflections About Philippines, the good and the bad. Um, I'll talk about that a little bit later. So I wanted to, I guess, touch base on the one thing, COVID. I am 99%. I can breathe, no problem. I do have a slight phlegmy cough, like not a cough, but yeah, a cough. Maybe once every couple of hours, I will, and then there's a little bit, tiny bit of phlegm. A little bit of a, I guess it's a sinus infection. I'm very prone to sinus infections, and so I that's what it is. I'm medicating and, you know, just taking some decongestants and stuff like that. So it's really nothing anyone can do. So other than just go through that. So I've recovered pretty quickly. I think it was, I will say 5, 6 days from initial, am I getting sick, to 100%, you know, I'm okay. I can go outside. And I took a home test and I came up negative. So that was okay. Would I want to go through it again? No, thank you. 2 days of fever. Fever is the one illness I hate because you have no control over it. With, you know, flu and cold, you know, your runny nose and stuff like that, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't bother me. I would rather have a 7-day flu than a 1-day fever. That's how much I hate fever because it just can't sleep. Ugh, I hate it. It's like, you know, that's why I don't like to drink, because you lose control. I don't like that. So Alex, let's see your question. Speaking of medical time, how's time recovery going well? How's time recovery? Hope that is going well and he will be back on his feet soon, if not already. Oh, Tim's recovery. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. See, if I read the whole thing, I can figure out your spelling mistake. Tim is doing well. He recovered quite quickly, a lot faster than his physical therapist believed, because he's motivated. He's 100%. So he got back last week from Bohol. He was scuba diving in Bohol for a week. And he's doing well. Thank you for asking. I'll let him know that. He's sleeping right now. during his recovery, he couldn't go outside. He couldn't do anything. So he bought a PlayStation and then logged into his account and was playing online with his friends. So I could hear him, with his headset and stuff, talking with his friends and all that. So, yeah, he's fine. Everyone over here is fine. So let's talk about the typhoon that's coming. So we have a typhoon coming in the next couple of days. So as you can see, I am right here in this area right here. So if you see this little inlet right there, that's where I am. Okay. So this typhoon is tracking to go north. Now, none of the main part that you see here is going to hit land. Maybe this part here. Okay. But that's thousands of kilometers away. Okay. Now, what we're going to feel is this. Okay. If you see this area here, okay, this area here is whipping around. I don't know why it's not moving forward. But this area here, it's turning counterclockwise. Yes, counterclockwise. So it's spinning this way. Okay. So this area here will spin around and come around. As you can see, this is the leading edge here. These pieces here are the leading arms of this storm. So this will come across here and it'll come down us. Now, because it's going to be crossing land, it will lose some of its power. And because all the mountains that are here, when it hits the mountains, it's going to go over the top of the mountain, lose its power, and just dump all the rain on top of us. We will have drizzle and wind, but we won't have a lot of waves because it's going to be coming from the north. Now, the other positive thing is like today, it's going to be sunny and clear for the whole day because the wind pushed out all this rain. It's all clear here. All right, let's see if we can reset this and allow it to play. So you can see it's a big weather pattern. This is all wind and cloudy weather, whether it's actually rain. So you can see how it's moving, right? And you can see that this part will go north, but these tails will whip around. Okay, so it's going to affect us. I mean, it's a big storm. You can see if you take, from here to here and you put it here, it's, it'll come just to the edge of this part here of Baguio. So will it affect my area? No. The outer edges will affect it. So I don't see this being a problem. This will happen Monday or Tuesday because the storm has picked up speed. You can see it's speeding up and then it'll slow down. And then as it turns, it's going to lose its power. Right now, it is a super typhoon, class 5 or 4 at this point. And it is forecast to lose its power. So you can see today is the 28th. So it's here, and it is a class 4. And then it will drop to a 3, and then a 2, then a 1 in 2 days. So you can see just it as soon as it turns, it drops according to the tropical storm scale. So you can see that. So right now it's a 4. Today, tomorrow, so today it's a 4. Tomorrow morning, it'll drop to a 3. And as it enters the Philippine area, it drops from a 3 to a 2. So it loses a lot of power because it's getting close to land. So I'm not worrying too much about it. Terry, they're pretty, when it comes to typhoons and hurricanes, they're, you keep, this prediction is 4 days out. That's why the circle is so huge. This is not the effect area. This is where this green dot could go. Okay. And as you can see, the circle gets bigger as time progresses. This cone is where the storm could go. When it comes to tropical storms to typhoons and these kinds of weather patterns, they are affected specifically by high and low pressure systems. I kind of have a thing for weather. I don't know why. I'm such a geek about it. And because I lived in Korea for so long, I followed these types of things and I understood how they're affected. So they're affected by the pressure systems outside of their area of influence. So there's a high pressure system right here, south of Japan. And that high pressure system is like a vacuum. It's pulling this weather system. That's why it's turning. So, it's science. It's not prediction. It's a science with a little bit of prediction. So because of the strength of that high pressure system, they're predicting that within this cone, this is the direction that it'll go. And they're 90% accurate. I mean, I've been following it, since, May 20th, and the direction that they've predicted is 90%. So not worrying too much about it. So, oh geez, no. In Korea, we have a lot of typhoons that come, like this will head up. And we don't know where it's going. It'll break up before it hits Japan, China, or Korea. So this will come up this way, and the rain will affect Korea. But we have had storms come across Okinawa and then up into Korea, and it turns. They all turn and go in through this gap here. And only once we had a typhoon come up and hit south of Seoul and then come into Seoul, and it was a level 1. Didn't notice anything, just wind and rain. Now, in Jeju and Busan and in the south, yes, it's wild. You don't want to be there. I have really never really been in the center of a typhoon. I've never felt an earthquake. So, I've been fortunate to not be affected by those types of things. Snowstorm, yes. Heavy rain, yes. In Korea, snowstorm. In Toronto, snowstorm. Korea, heavy rain. Terry, yeah, just to take a step back on COVID, yeah, it's not something that I would really want to do ever again. It cost me 1 day of work and a few days of pain and inconvenience. I just don't want to do that again. No, thank you. All right. So about the weather, I'm 100% confident nothing's going to happen. And I'm in a very sturdy structure. I'm away from the water and I'm on the second floor. So flooding isn't an issue. And we have electrical power. We have diesel backup. My only concern is that if the internet drops out, it's going to affect my work. That's the only thing. So I'm just hopeful that is going to not be an issue. So on another note, big crazy news is this guy opens the door to an airplane while it's landing. Now, some of my friends were commenting, like, how can that be possible? Well, the way an airplane works is the door opens in and then opens out because of the air pressure. If the door was a regular door that opens out, when the airplane goes up, that door would blow open. So the door is an inward door. So what that means is that this is the fuselage. The door is here. It pushes against the fuselage, not allowing it to open above 10,000 feet. Couple kilometers up, because the pressure inside the airplane is greater than the pressure outside. So everything inside is pushing against the fuselage. So is the door. If the door was on the outside, it would blow open. Now, when the pressure is equalized, it's the same inside and outside, that door is very easy to open in because there's no pressure pushing the door against the fuselage. It's allowed to open this. So below 10,000 feet, you can open the door. So the plane was landing. It was 3 minutes out. Everyone was belted in. The flight crew was belted in. They're ready to land. They're on approach. Gear is down. And the guy reaches over and opens the door. He had a seatbelt on, but then supposedly, according to the news, he tried to get off the plane. Now, the news story is that he says he was stressed. He's a South Korean 30-year-old man, stressed from work, and he just wanted to get off the plane because he felt suffocated. It's an hour flight from Busan to Daegu, not even an hour. By the time the plane goes up, it's going back down. So from the video,
a man has been arrested.
So from the video, you can see it's crazy. I would be concerned. Now, it's not this guy. It's the guy sitting in this seat here. And in Korea, you have to blur people's faces. So this video is from someone, and they blurred the face of the people. And this is from the back. So it's the person sitting. So it went from Busan to Daegu. And you can see that, it would be pretty scary for me. But, I don't think I would be overly, if I knew what was happening, then I would understand that, everything was safe. But if I couldn't see what was happening, I would wonder what the heck happened. Did the plane blow up or something like that? And so the airframe is possible to continue flying. You just want to make sure the wings and the floor structure is there. Everything else is just paper. It's not important for the airplane. The wings and the front fuselage and the part over the wings, the landing gear, the wings, and the tail are the most important parts of the airplane. Without the tail, without the wings and the landing gear and the front fuselage, everything else is it's not that 100% important for the airplane. So yeah, there's something more to the story. He wasn't intoxicated. As flying sometimes is a very stressful thing for people. And this was a domestic flight. So it's not like, air travel in Korea is so cheap and so plentiful that people choose to fly rather than drive or take even the bullet train. It's just so cheap and so easy. So, and he wasn't even flying was he flying from Jeju-do? Yeah, from the island? No, I think he was flying from Busan. So he's flying land to land. He could have driven, and that drive is 2-3 hours. I don't know. Maybe that was from Jeju. I don't know. Let me double check, because that is important. The plane was flying. Now, the pilots would have not known what was going on. Maybe the flight crew called them and told them, but the pilots would have felt a huge shudder and would not have known what was going on. They would have been in a, calling a mayday, and that they had a structural problem, and it would have been an emergency. They were already on approach. They were already cleared to land. They were already landing. So it's nothing. There's nothing extra. Just emergency services would have been sent out to the plane. He's definitely going to jail. He was arrested. He's definitely going to jail. And I have an opinion about flying, and I see these people who cause problems and everything like that. And I just wish that we could sue them, because they are intentionally causing a delay, intentionally. And they're affecting my life, because you don't book an airplane trip with time, it's critical time, right? People say, oh, can you be delayed? No, I booked this flight this time because that's what I want, so when an airline is delayed, it causes a lot of problems. Whether the airline delays it or whether a passenger delays it, it causes lots of problems. Now, I understand about weather, and I understand about maintenance, okay? But my flight to Cebu 6 months ago was delayed by a day, and I got no compensation, even though I had insurance, flight insurance. I got no compensation, which pissed me off. Because I lost a day with my family at my brother paid $500 a night for a hotel, and he lost that. So, it's not about the money. It's just pain in the butt. Anyway, so let's jump into what we're going to talk about today is medical care. So where's my file here? Here we go. I spoke with a company called Pacific Cross here in Philippines, and they offer a standard plan, a Premier 250, and a comprehensive plan. So for me, at my age, with no medical check, would pay $1,677 a year, US, for the Premier 250. And that's coverage everywhere except North America, Japan, Singapore, and Hong Kong. All right. So I pay 20%. Right. And that's pretty good. And for the standard plan, it's $2,360 a year. And that's not bad when you consider I'm paying about $150 a month in Korea for my medical care. But that's much better medical care. What I'm talking about, in Korea, I can get anything. Like, that includes my prescriptions, my doctor's visits. This is just emergency care. But that's still like $200 a month. That's nothing for medical care. And then the comprehensive plan, which is huge, is $5,000 a month. I don't need that, not yet. I would go with the Premier 250 because I have the funds to pay out of pocket 20%, right? I have those funds. It's not an issue. And it covers me to $250,000 a year US in expenses. I mean, if I need to spend $250,000 on medical care, just put me to sleep. I'm not interested, And this plan looks really interesting because as you get older, they cover you up until the age of 90. Now, the price is ridiculous. I don't know who would ever pay this, but take a look. So as you can see here, this is TAL means like excluding the United States, excluding Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, and North America. Okay. I don't know why they exclude those countries covered, but I'm never flying to those countries or traveling to those countries. Maybe I'll travel through Singapore or Japan or Hong Kong, but I doubt it. The only country I'll ever touch is Singapore, where I fly from Sri Lanka to, not anymore. No. I won't even ever fly through Singapore anymore. I fly direct to Bangkok. If I come to Philippines, yeah, I'll fly through Singapore. But you can see after 86, it's 23,500 a year. You know, that's a $2,000 a month. Now, by the time I'm that old, I will have that kind of money to spend on medical care. But this is good because my parents were telling me, if you want medical insurance, you can't get coverage over 70 or something like that. They're telling me they can't get coverage. And I'm telling them, yes, you can. Now, my parents are stubborn. They don't check things. They just listen to their friends. Like most older people, they listen to friends and they listen to family and they believe what the first thing they hear. But, I've been doing this research for a while, and this program is a good coverage program from what I'm being told from the people who use it. So, this is just an average pricing. So you can see in my age group, it's 2705. And for me, I would only, even 1,000 less per month for the Premier 250. So individuals can get less. No, because I took like premium discount. I asked for all the discounts that you can take, reducing the coverage, reducing the increasing the co-pay and all of this. I need to sit down with someone and go over like, okay, what happens if I get hit by a car? What are you going to do, et cetera, et cetera. I need to understand those things, right? Because that's what I'm getting this for. So you can see, I don't need HIV/AIDS. I don't need home nursing. I don't need organ transplant. That's maybe good. There's one for maternity benefit. I don't need that. Newborn coverage. I don't need that. This is what I need. Emergency benefits. I need, oncology, hospice, hospice and mental. I don't need. A medical checkup, I would love to have that, but that's in the comprehensive plan. But I can pay $500 a year. That's not a problem. Go to the doctor in Sri Lanka, it costs me $5. It's not that big of a deal. This is here. Surgeon, anesthetist, these are the big costs here. And that's where I want the medical coverage, is in the event of a serious accident. I get hit by a car, I have a heart attack, a stroke, cancer, something like that. So I need to start thinking about that. Now, I went through a Sri Lankan company and they wanted 2,000 or 3,000 a year. And they made me take a medical test. Mike, I killed myself taking that medical test because it's a physical test. I killed myself doing that. So before I do that again, I got to work out and get a little healthier. So the reason I'm going to focus on this, I'm probably going to purchase it in September, October. Once I get my finances back, like set, because I'm going to talk about this in a moment. I'm deciding what I'm going to be doing in Sri Lanka over the next 6 months. Because Tim had to go through this process when he broke his clavicle, and it ended up costing him $14,000 for a week in a hospital and the surgery. The surgery obviously was the most expensive part, but 4,000 of it was the hospital stay. $4,000 to stay in a hospital room for a week. Oh, no, thank you. That is ridiculous. I don't spend $4,000 a week on a luxury trip anywhere. Why would I want to spend that on I'd rather spend $4,000 a year to get that 1 week for free, right? It just makes sense. Now, how many times are you going to use it? And that's the question. People say, why don't you just save up that $4,000 a year and put it in the bank and keep it as a medical fund? That's true. It is true. But it's like the lottery. You don't know when it's going to happen and how much it's going to cost. It could be a minor thing like he had, or it could be a major heart attack, organ transplant, which costs, $100,000. Now you don't have the money and you go into medical debt. Don't want that. Don't want that. So I think it's best at my age, even though I'm living healthy, is to get the minimum coverage to offset any unexpected expenditures. And it also includes travel insurance, flight insurance, and all of that beautiful stuff that I like to take when I go on vacation. So that's where I'm going to go. Now, medical use here in the Philippines, I'm going to do 2 videos coming up in the next week about this, is the medical coverage. I'm going to cover off on this very deeply and specifically. Number one, here in the Philippines, it all depends on where you live. So, Tim had to go to 3 hospitals. The first one was the local hospital, and he did not like being there. It was very low quality, and they couldn't actually perform the surgery there. That's just an emergency place. I walked in there and I was like, what the heck is this? It was not a hospital I would ever want to be in. Then they took him to another hospital, and his coverage didn't cover him there. So he had to move to a 3rd hospital. That is the place where they did the surgery and everything. But they also ended up not covering him because they didn't tell him until the day before he left. It's like, you had 7 days to tell me. Anyway, that's a coverage issue. But I heard another story from, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago about people getting into accidents here, motorcycle accidents. Someone, I don't know them, but I know who he is, and because it's a small town. He's the owner of one of the bars here. And outside of the city, out in the countryside, he got hit and was in critical condition on his motorcycle. And they went to 3 hospitals because they couldn't find a doctor. The first hospital didn't have a doctor. Second hospital didn't have the equipment to take care of him. That by the time they got to the 3rd hospital, he had already passed. So that's what happens out here. There's not good medical coverage depending on where you live. On the flip side, and here's the positive, if you live near a big city, the medical coverage is amazing, because one of my friends, you guys know Alex Bam Bam, another YouTuber who lives in Pattaya, it came here to Angeles City, just 1 hour away from me, to get his meniscus tear on his knee operated on. And he spent a month or so here getting that taken care of, because the coverage here covers him under his medical coverage for the US military. Doesn't do it in Thailand. And although Thailand does have good medical care, I went through their medical system in Thailand. for my COVID PCR test. They have a very professional system, and the hospital, the new Bangkok hospital in Pattaya. Wow, what an amazing, beautiful facility! Absolutely beautiful. I have not been to an top-end hospital here in Philippines. I was at a mid-grade hospital, which was okay in my opinion. But I have been to a high-end hospital in Sri Lanka. I have no problems, no worries going there. Medical treatment in Sri Lanka is top notch. I don't have any issues. Now, if it was like brain transplant or nerve reconstruction or something like that, I would like to go to Switzerland or some European hospital. But my elbow, my osteoporosis, arthritis, high blood pressure, those are normal things. So I'm not too worried about that. All right. Final 10 minutes or so, let's talk about what's coming up in the next month or so. I'm going to be making some videos on my reflecting on my experience here in the last 6 months, the good, the bad, a little bit of the ugly. I'm going to be talking about how great it is here. Am I coming back? Probably not. There are two main reasons. Is that I prefer the social life in Thailand more. It's a little bit different than it is here. And the cost of getting here is just not, it's much different. It's slightly cheaper here than it is in Thailand. Maybe I'll come back to a different place. That's what, because I've only been to one place, is here, and Cebu, and that's a tourist. Thailand, I've been to several places: Bangkok, Phuket, and Pattaya, and Jomtien, and then even further down south. So in Trat. So I've been to many places in Thailand. So I should probably give Philippines a chance. It's just, it's so, it's not easy to get here. And that's also an important factor. If I'm going to come every, 6 months or 3 months, I want it to be convenient, right? Direct flight, and there isn't one. But the good thing is that it is a beautiful country, amazing place, great food, great people, great adventure. The bad things is that, we're going to get into that about just the expats that I met. I would really like to go someplace where there's not as many foreigners. I did meet a really great guy about 2 weeks ago. You guys will see him on the videos, Dave from California. He's just like me. We clicked right away. He's a couple years older than me. He actually moved in right across the street from me. After this, we're going over to the beach to hang out. We hang out almost every day because we both like to go to the beach. He's got 2 big dogs. And he's been here for 6 months, same length of me, but he moved to this area about, a month ago. And now he's like, because he said he met me and I'm showing him around and everything like that, that he's going to stay here for a while. He's got to go back to the States in August for 2 weeks to take care of some business, but he's going to come back. So, he's a great guy. I'm so happy that I met him these last couple of weeks. So, I've only got 2.5 weeks left here. But, we hang out, we go eat, we go to the beach. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, and he's not military. He sold his business in California, and just like scuba diving, he never been to the Philippines other than Mexico and Caribbean. He's really never been outside of the US. And he came to the Philippines a couple of years ago for diving and then liked it and came back with his dogs. He was supposed to be here for a month, and he's now been here 6 months. So he really loved it, and he's driven around the pretty well the whole island. So it's really cool, and I'm glad to be able to help him. I hope I get to meet him again here in the Philippines or maybe in Thailand. Alex, yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, you couldn't have said it better. Um, doing the research is important, but then getting firsthand knowledge from someone who's used their service. Um, and it's great that they say they're going to do this and they're going to do this and they're going to do that, but when then you call them for coverage, how fast are they to respond? Because as far the second thing is that, is their coverage going to cover me before, or do I have to file a claim and then wait 6 weeks to get my money? I would prefer that it's all done out of sight, out of mind. I would prefer that. And that's going to be the company that I do business with, is the company that I pay them and then they take care of everything. I don't have to worry about anything. That's what I want, because that's what I'm paying for. I'm paying for service. I want service. So, last few minutes, let's wrap it up. I'm going to, if you guys would like to, first of all, thank you for staying so long. I really, truly appreciate it. I love you guys so much, especially those of you who are joining after the live stream. Can you comment below and let me know what time's a good time for you? Because I'm going to try a nighttime stream next week. It'll be 9 p.m. What time will it be? What time will it be? Let me see. It will be probably 9 p.m. Philippine times. It will be, yes, 9 p.m. Philippine time. So 12 hours from now, from what I did today. So let me know what you think, if that's a good time for you. Otherwise, I want to wish everyone a very, very happy Buddha's birthday was yesterday. I think a Memorial Day is this weekend. Victoria Day was last weekend in Canada. And in Korea, it is also a holiday on Monday for Buddha's birthday. And I just want to make sure that everyone is healthy, happy, and enjoying life. Most important thing, all right, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. It's very important. If you guys, there's that cough. There's that COVID cough. Learn to live life. Don't let life live you. It's very important. Enjoy what is happening with you and your family. You never know when it could change. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, hit me up on the Discord server or post your comments. I answer every comment, whether positive or constructive. I answer every single one. Obviously, I don't get that many. It's still a small channel. So, hoping that I get into the problem where there are too many comments and I don't have the time to answer every single one. But I will make the biggest effort to take care of that. I think YouTube has a service where members' comments get notified to me so that I can comment on them, reply to their comments. So that's what I would like to do, is be that big, So again, thank you to everyone, the 100 new subscribers that I got this week. Wow, just unbelievable what is happening. And I'm hoping this carries on when I move back to Sri Lanka. It's been a pleasure with my Filipino subscribers. Everyone in the Philippines loves Philippine content. According to my analytics, I'm getting a lot from US, Canada, and Philippines. And it's the Philippine content that is very interesting to people. So I thank you guys. I appreciate it. Please stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. This is Sri Lankan Sammy wishing you all the best. Take care, everyone. Good night.